So the focus is on Christ, and we can be confident the historicist view and the day-year principle actually works. Tuesday and Wednesday, the lesson focuses on identifying the little horn of Daniel, that the horn arises out of the fourth kingdom, and the fourth kingdom is identified as Rome. And this little horn wars against the saints, and there's multiple specific identifiers for who the little horn is, such as it claims God's power and position, which means it blasphemes. It blasphemes. That's claiming God's power and position. Such powers as the power to forgive sins or to be God on earth. These types of things would be God's powers. Determining who goes to heaven or who goes to hell. It uproots 3 of the horns of, remember, with the beast, the last kingdom, just like the 10 toes goes into 10 kingdoms, there are 10 horns, which would be the 10 kingdoms, and that's the 10 tribes or groups that Rome broke into. And when Rome finally came to an end as a power, there were 10 kingdoms. 3 of those kingdoms were Arian, meaning 3 did not believe that Jesus was the Son of God or a divine being. And those 3 were opposed by the Roman Church, the Bishop of Rome. And they were ultimately wiped out or destroyed, the Ostrogoths, the Heruli, and the Visigoths. It says that this little horn power, would persecute for 1,260 days. That would be 1,260 years. Does that work out? When did the Roman Church actually defeat the last of the Arians, and that were actually in Rome, and restricted the Roman Church power because they were a political force in Rome? And it was the Ostrogoths, which was the last of the 3, I believe. And that was in 538 AD, when Roman General Belisarius defeated the last of these Arians and came in and gave the political authority to the Bishop of Rome to rule in Rome. If that's correct, then we can look, did anything significantly happen to restrict the Roman power, the Roman papal power, 1,260 years later? 1,260 years later is 1798. And in 1798, Napoleon's general Bessere entered Rome and took the Pope captive. And he died 3 years later in exile, restricting the power of the papal power. So, and if you add into Revelation, there's a wound that seems to be healed, and this wound happened in 1798, and you can see there's a healing and increasing of papal authority in the world since that time, including the restoration of the Vatican as a state by Mussolini. So, it also says that this power will seek to change times and laws. And the Roman Church introduced imperialism. God's law are not the design laws. He's not the creator. His laws aren't the protocols. They're simply rules, Roman in nature, functioning like a Roman dictator that must be enforced through authority, and thus we have to use the power of the state to enforce the church's rules. And ultimately, because they are simply rules, they can be amended or changed as any legislation. And so our day of worship, we're going to legislate and change from the Bible Sabbath to Sunday, changing times and laws, seeking to change times and laws. The church can't actually change God's laws because they're design laws. You can't change them. They just seek to do it. And what they did is they changed it in the minds of people so that people came to view God running his universe no different than a Roman dictator runs Rome. But I want to focus on the power behind this horn.